Hello everyone and welcome to Call of Cthulhu. I chose this game as the first game I want to play on my channel because I have always been a huge fan of H.P. Lovecraft, and I've also been a huge fan of horror games. And I actually did not play this game when this came out, and to be honest, I kind of forgot that it was being made until now and realized that I'm playing it almost 2 years late. But late or not, I want to do a fresh playthrough of this game as my first playthrough on this channel, just to kind of set the tone and kind of the expectations of how and where I want this channel to go. So without further ado, let's just dive on in. Alright. Boston, 1924. Edward Pierce, veteran of the First World War, drowns his memories in liquor and sleeping pills. He is now a private detective who has trouble finding a case able to lift him from his stupor. Torpor. I don't know, that's a fancy word I've never seen before. Pierce must find a new case quickly or risk losing his license. I'm just gonna pretend like I said that right the first time. Like the best reader. What happened to me being a detective? Okay. Just gonna forget the whole struggling detective and just dive right on into the situation. All right, let's do it. Someone's a big fan of sharks. Or I guess kind of not a big fan of sharks. Let me try this. Oh, it's chained. All right. I always hate when you make a really obvious mistake, but it's too late to go back on it, and you have to sit there through the entire animation. You must light up some items in order to interact with them. Really? Oh, that's kind of interesting. Mechanic. Bolt cutters. Look like clamps. Do anything? Oh. Okay. I'm just not going to go that way because I have a huge fear of sharks. Really, anything. I like fishing, but I hate being in a river or a lake or the ocean, just feeling the fish touch my feet. Yeah, those look like clamps, not cutter. You know what? It's I don't imagine this is a huge company. I'm pretty sure this isn't a AAA horror game, so I'm not gonna give them a whole bunch of crap. Oh shucks, this is where I came from. Can I run? Oh hey, I can run. I love the
Fate inescapably draws you on.
Okay. Oh, I was probably supposed to cut these. Well, now I know. Ooh, can I get you? Oh, it looks like a thing, but this is just a...
What a putrid
Willie.
offering.
Oh, God, I hate flies. Even if this is a small... Oh my God, that's just a mountain of... not goodness. Small company or... I'm not being chased, am I? No. Oh, it's just... get through this quicker. But yeah, small company or not, I think they've done a really good job.
Everything has already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
So is he supposed to be Cthulhu? Because... Oh, shoot, that wasn't even me that got stabbed. Alright, that makes a lot more sense.
I hate whiskey.
Do you? It's not what your intro said. Drink? Don't drink. I'm pretty sure I've already done enough drinking.
Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
Alright. Pierce Investigation Agency. Wait, if it's my own agency, how can I get fired from my own company? Alright, I'll leave that there for you to pause and read.
Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy.
The bar owner who hired me didn't like the way I closed this case. But when you're already outside the law, there's not a lot one can do against a private detective who's got proof against you. Oh. Good old blackmail. Okay. I prefer that. Oh, hey. Somehow that... Wait. Ah, damn it. I like that song. Never heard it before.
I'm
But
listening.
I was enjoying it.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Alright, so allocate character points. Okay, so RPG elements. Down with it. I have 8. Wait. Oh, okay, so I thought I could just like 1 point for each level, but it's 4 points to get to the next one. I got it now. Alright. Shoot. I don't know what's gonna be useful. Okay, I guess I'll try to figure this out. Hidden spots. Okay, so I know whenever I played the Sherlock Holmes games, missing details and items was basically what killed your entire game and gave you bad endings. So I'm going to put some points into that. Eloquence. I'm really big on speech options, so I'm going to put some into that. Like anytime I can, I'm playing like a narrative-based game, I always like to go for like the non-combative routes, mainly because those yield a bit more interesting parts to the story. I have 2. I need 4 for that. I need 6 for that. I only need 2 for that. Okay, so might as well just dump these last 2 into medicine and validate. You really want to validate? Sure, why not? I mean, I don't know what the fudge I'm doing, but I'll do it.
On a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, are you still...
I'm coming.
Okay, like facial animation is pretty hard, but dude's jaw looks like a fish from it looks like one of the sardines from SpongeBob SquarePants.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem.
But I'm not going to judge this game too
But
hard.
I must say that I expected anything but a
Promise.
drunkard's lair.
Fuck you. I mean, fudge you. Y'all know what y'all heard.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl. She is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
Oh man, I didn't put any points into
What am I
occult,
supposed to
so
find?
Tell me,
I'm just going to be looking at it like, I don't know what you're talking
tell
about.
me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
All right, I've been on rails for a bit too long. All right, let's look at the file.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
All right, we got a shipping label. Some of it's unreadable, but you can make out the address: Warehouse 36, Darkwater. Police report. It says that the fire was starting in the dining room and claimed the whole family. The police decided on a domestic accident, but they nevertheless insist that Sarah Hawkins' mental fragility or frailty. Why? That's weird. Wait, didn't he say that the police accused her of starting the fire? So why did they say it is an accident? Anyways, a press cutting, newspaper, an article written about the marriage of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, a businessman from the island of Darkwater. They live a recluse life with their only son, Simon. Lived would be more accurate. All right, rotate. Not important. All right, let's take a look at this. Oh, gotta hold it
Its
down.
strange beauty isn't enough to hide the feeling of dread it carries.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
Got achievement. Okay, that's not the best way to establish credibility.
Darkwater. Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
Give me a second. I just realized. I don't know how well this is going to look. Because I'm using a green screen. I want to be at the bottom of the screen. But I also realize I'm covering up subtitles. So I don't know. I'll try to continue to monitor from here.
I'm a private investigator.
Oh,
not an art critic.
I guess you're not as clever as you think.
God dang
the
it.
painting is linked to this case, can't you see? You
Yeah,
must find the meaning behind all this.
Pretend I didn't say that.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce.
Daughter's possessed.
You must find out the truth about her life and death.
She's a demon.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
And close shut the jaws of oblivion. All right. Easy enough.
Her husband was a big deal on the island. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
I might live stream Oblivion one of these days. I don't know. If there's a demand for it, I definitely will do it. You're asking the wrong guy. That's all the information I need.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
I'm surprised you're hiring me. Like, I seem like the most
I'm on your
inept,
side.
underqualified person to
That's
undertake
something,
this task.
An artist dies
But you know
with
what?
her family in a house fire.
I'll take it.
Your only clue
I'm desperate.
is a sort of
Well, actually, you're
promontory
desperate.
painting sent
Sounds like
from
I don't even wanna do
Darkwater
it.
right before her death,
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right.
All right.
I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice.
All right.
Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic.
This guy reminds
no
me
doubt
of
find
Sebastian
some information on
Castellanos
this
from
island
The
in
Evil
there.
Within.
Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it.
All right. Close that up. All right, look there.
Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then.
Okay.
All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat able to take me to Darkwater.
Ooh, did I get something for that? Because it gave a little, like, jingle jangle tone thingy. A dense work aimed at interns and young practitioners. The first volume lists all illnesses known in the civilized world. It details symptoms and suitable treatments. All right.
I used to be an avid reader.
Oh, that's what you're going to say about that?
The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases.
Yeah, and that also explains how he could get fired from his association. He owns the company, but he's a contractor out to the Wentworth Agency, so makes sense. Oh, how do you know what things you have to hold down and what things you just have to, press A on? I know I could play with keyboard and mouse, but I want to be lazy, so if I'm missing out on like a really good experience, I kind of just don't care. I feel like a title screen's coming up because this is very title screen like music and slow animations, so it's got to be it. Bam! Did it. I'm fucking good. I know video games. Damn. I'm a rough looking motherfucker. Fudger. That's a fudger.
We're almost there.
Call of Cthulhu. This one character in H.P. Lovecraft has inspired like so many parodies, adaptations, different incarnations. Like,
Stay on board.
what's that game?
There's guys coming to unload.
Like Amnesia: The Dark Descent and Soma. Like the engines that those are made in are actually called
Welcome
the
to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
like HPL 1, 2, and
Why,
3.
thank you.
But all the engines, and it's the H.P. Lovecraft
So,
engine
what
or
wind
H.P.
brought
Lovecraft
you?
horror engine. I can't remember.
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
What that is, but
Ah,
used
a
to really
sad
love
story that we would
Amnesia's
all prefer
custom
to
stories.
forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
Nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
All right. Let's check out our. I don't think there's anything back on the boat, but I want to check anyways. Can I talk to you? Nope, you're fishing, and I can't get back.
Said you were a bilge rat, and even a poxed limpet. You think we don't know what
Nothing
you're
for
doing?
you here either.
Hidden in the fog?
Beat it.
I'll shut up your big mouth once and for all.
Really?
Optimistic.
There's nothing for you here either. Beat it.
Are
Oh.
you stupid or what? Even your captain told you not to
Huh.
stick your noses around here again.
So it's like an invisible barrier. I was like, oh, do I have the whole town to myself already? This is probably going to be the same thing.
Move back. Let the police do their work.
Oh crap!
Hey, Sullivan. Can't you go any faster?
You've seen how old this thing is. If we force it too much, we'll break everything.
You can't do that.
But it's only a fish.
A fish? You've got no idea. Don't badmouth what you don't know, or you'll pay for it for sure.
Okay, that's enough. Step back and let us do our job.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh yeah?
Medicine.
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
They're cops. They can't understand.
Damn stupid idiots.
Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Awful lot of
yeah.
hand gestures, aren't they?
He's gonna get us into trouble. You
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
Ah. And so who are you?
I didn't introduce myself. Edward
Some
Pierce,
rude as hell.
private detective.
In any case, it's not very important. I can't answer that.
You can't? Or you don't want to?
Oh, no. I'm not getting into those games, me. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
All right. Let's go ahead and go to the bar, because that seems like Fitzroy is going to progress. I just can't talk to any random stranger. Okay, that's disappointing. So I can only talk to certain people. But, I mean, they probably couldn't have, like, every NPC narrated and given them a story and dialogue. That really would take forever and take a huge team. And they're not exactly Bethesda. Never understood the whole spitting in someone's direction. And why people are offended by it. I mean, it's gross.
Hey, be careful.
Alright. Well, I won't be fucked with.
Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
You saw what happened. He's the troublemaker.
Oh, you're a true mainlander. A real princess. You strut around with your la-di-da ways, and then, as soon as the pressure rises, you start squealing. You don't have what it takes to drink my whiskey. You've got to earn it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the
Boston
right
News.
to answer or not.
I wonder when the Boston Globe was founded.
Do you know where this place is? Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams.
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
Prohibition was like repealed in the 20s, so that makes sense. Wait, no, it's 24, so I think it was 28, but don't quote me on that. I'll Google and put the thing on the screen later.
The Stranded Whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of dockwater, when our whalers left for long months and came back sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah, well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable?
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland, and...
I've got
Sorry, I
what
thought
I
it was
need.
going to give me more.
Anything else?
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
Oh, yeah? That must have been before you came looking for a fight in my bar.
Oh, come on. Because of a little tussle.
Drinking it here is a privilege, and I grant the privilege to whoever I want. Anything else?
Yeah, well, I might need to not be an ass. Probably should have said sorry.
That'll be all for now.
Did zoom in on this chick, so I
What
gotta
you
talk
looking
to her.
at, stranger?
She can certainly put them away.
I've rarely seen a woman who can hold her liquor so confidently.
What gives you the right to judge me?
Ah, it was a compliment.
So what? Let me drink, stranger. I told you to beat it. I told you to beat it.
Oh. Yeah, kind of blew it with her. She's also not the nicest person ever, so.
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens.
We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
I've never heard this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
It's a local legend?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper report.
What report?
The one that's framed right behind you. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations. Gifted with its own
Make out what's on his
consciousness.
arm.
Until it finds a new reader. Ah, that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should let him take it. No. No, the risks are too high. It's a book, after all. Pure knowledge.
Okay, so this guy is occult as hell.
And then he said, "You have no right to treat us like this."
And the doctor, what did he say?
He laughed.
My God.
Broken. This place seems half abandoned. I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman cat.
Terms of our agreement are clear. Keep your men under control. You can't afford to provoke us. No need to answer this message. Just make your payment to the carrier. Really struggling to read today.
Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover.
The John.
A souvenir from a more prosperous era. I guess this blackboard hasn't been wiped for more than 70 years. The Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor.
Oh, hey. Ethics and good practice.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
Nothing written on the back.
What a macabre souvenir.
Must have been his brother or dad. Going to bed, Dad. Alright, let's bother Fitzroy.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
Ah, right here.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
1890, 1907, and a partial date. The rest of the documents is blacked out. Who would want information to be hidden? Gotcha.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
Okay, so the person in position of authority is not against me, which is nice.
I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely. Ship owners from father to son.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse. I found a threatening letter signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
It's the evil black-haired woman.
I was looking at your photograph. The one of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your
Fair
father?
enough.
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Ha! Indeed, you're right.
The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least. The miraculous catch. Is it a local legend?
Not at all. It's an episode from our glorious past. Go read the story of the sailors' return to Darkwater Harbor. It's displayed on a wall of the Stranded Whale.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I know that Charles Hawkins was descended from a family of ship owners, and the island's fishing industry was hit badly.
Indeed, we specialized in whaling, but no whalers went out to sea after the miraculous catch of 1847.
So where did the Hawkins family get its money?
Well, from what Charles inherited, I presume. Although these dates on the manifests could indicate that he had contracts of another kind.
With whom, I wonder? I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Can I use that for... The medicine and occult skills can only be improved by objects discovered in the environment. Oh, okay, so I can't just magically know about occultism or medicine, but the other item... Okay, so that explains why they're colored differently. Alright, so nothing is currently worth 2 points at this point, so I am going to call it there for the first episode. Thank you so much for watching, and please stay tuned for the next part. Until then,